Hello and welcome to How to Be an Icon additions, amendments, extras, and etc. Or as we're calling it.
How to Be an Icon.
That working title. We're not like stuck on that, but that's like the current working title
It's
of this.
being trademarked as we speak.
Are we putting that down there?
Yeah.
None of y'all take it.
LLC.
Okay? LLC. So we're gonna name our whole company after this.
TM. All of those little.
All of the bits. Yeah. I'm Jared Jones, and of course, joined by the wonderful Donna Cameron.
I'm wonderful.
You sure are. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. I've just got back from the gym where I do handstands.
Yes, you've started doing handstands now.
So, I love the way you said that, like I'm a 3-year-old being like, and Donna's doing very well. She started doing handstands.
I was thinking more like sort of the podcast from Always Sunny where it's like, handstands! Oh, wow! Two handstands! 2 wars! Yeah, it's sort of doing that.
Yeah. I'm trying to join the circus and
really?
just working on my acrobatic skills, and I do handstands.
No, that's very, very fun.
But you also went to the gym.
I did.
You lift big things.
I'm going to be honest. Like, I, for the longest time, thought that the gym was a complete scam. I was like,
I agree.
I'm like, this is awful. Why do people do this?
Working out is fake.
Working out is fake. Because I did it for a bit and I saw no results. Turns out I didn't know what I was doing. I was just sort of farting about a little bit, going around sort of doing silly little bits and not really seeing any kind of results. And then I got older, I got fatter, and then I went, okay, no. So you meant to do a mix of resistance and cardio. If you do the both of them, that's how this whole thing works. So yeah,
I was unfortunately devastated to discover that for myself anyway, the secret ingredient was to eat less and move more.
It's really crazy, you know.
And I know that's a controversial statement for a lot of people, but unfortunately, that's what did it for me.
That's what did it for me. Your results may vary, but like that's what works for.
But I can now do handstands.
It's pretty cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's damn impressive.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become an assassin.
Oh, that's your thought? That's
circus assassin. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Anyway, so what the point of this whole little...
There is a point, we promise.
There is a point to this. So we're going to probably release this as like a bonus episode, as just like a little free one, little taster, little sample.
You know, like a little bowl of olives that you didn't order, but oh my goodness, thank you.
On the table, put them on there.
Oh my goodness, is that a caper?
Yeah.
So surprising.
Yes, but you will have to pay for them next time. This is the... So we're sort of testing out little formats, gorgeous little bits. We're testing out formats for what we're going to do, which is going to be our Patreon. So we... exactly. Give us money. No, we're going to launch Patreon. We're going to do some fun things on there, and this will be one of them.
Some things we've got in store are too good for free.
Exactly. You got to pay for that stuff, you know? You want to be an icon, you got to pay up, bud.
You got to pay a little bit anyway.
No freeloaders here, let me tell you.
There's no free lunch.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go back through our previous episodes. Our aim is to do this like once a month, where we go back, look at our last episodes, see if there's any things that we may have missed out.
Gotten wrong.
Something
you hated.
Yeah. If there's any feedback on any of the episodes, we can...
We're here to listen and improve.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to start with our first episode, and it was definitely our first episode.
Definitely not the second one.
Definitely not the second one that we just...
And if you're thinking that it's the second one because it sounds like that, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
And that's the Nelson Mandela effect.
Yeah. Coco Chanel was always supposed to be our first episode.
And that's why we say at the beginning, this is our first episode.
You may have heard second, but you were wrong.
We didn't say welcome back.
We didn't say welcome back. No, that's not, you're wrong.
There is a cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo. And those bears do have a different name.
And gaslighting isn't real. There, I said it.
Oh,
right?
controversial. But accurate, and you're crazy if you think it is.
You're crazy if you think that was our second episode and we just uploaded it in the wrong order. No, all things aside, I can explain why that was our first episode, because a lot of people have been like, it doesn't sound like your first episode, and then the second episode came out and they're like, I'm right, that's definitely not. And
2 adults couldn't count.
Basically, what happened was I set myself a hard deadline of I wanted to get the first episode of our podcast up on April 14th. I just wanted to do it. And April 14th came, and I went to upload the Walt Disney episode, and it just wouldn't.
Just could not.
Would not do it.
You were trying for some time.
I was trying for some time. I was looking through. I was troubleshooting it. It was just not having the file. So I re-exported it. Didn't work. So I was like, I can't not. I've said I'm going to release it on this day. And we already had the second one in the can. And I was like, well, we'll just do that. We'll just put the second one out. It's fine. No one will notice.
Everyone noticed.
Everyone noticed. So, but yeah.
So our first lesson is anytime we go, they won't notice. You'll notice.
And you'll notice, yeah.
And hey, that's because you're smart
Yeah, you're
and
smart.
attractive. And I bet you smell really good.
Yeah. But only if you are subscribed on your podcast platform of choice and have rated this episode 5 stars, which is the most important thing that you need to do.
Do you know who's especially attractive and I reckon smells very good?
Go on, who?
A little podcast that gave us a shout out. Thanks to Ode to a Gay Ship. You guys are lovely over there. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. We really, really, really do appreciate it. But yeah, I bet you they smell wonderful. Unlike Coco Chanel.
Boo.
Boo.
Coco Chanel smelly.
You
Didn't
bam.
smell of Chanel number 5, which smells lovely.
It does smell lovely, and that's kind of a problem a little bit.
She smells of fish eggs and anti-Semitism.
Yeah, she's- but I think of all of our episodes that we've done so far, and I don't want to toot my own horn on this, but I think that's my favorite one that we've done.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I think because it's an interesting thing of everyone else that we've done, except for probably Oscar Wilde, who I knew nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
But Coco Chanel I knew very little about.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to go back and look through and sort of see. And like, I've had quite a few people say to me, like, oh, I didn't realize that Coco Chanel was like that.
I've had the same. I've had a lot of people tell me like, oh,
Yeah.
that's quite shocking.
Yeah, it's quite shocking. I didn't realize that. So that one was really, really fun. And not that Oscar Wilde wasn't fun. It was. I was just very, very ill when we recorded that episode. Editing that back was wild. I don't remember saying any of Oh. But yeah, I don't remember saying
Yeah,
any
I
of the
come
stuff.
in and you are looking at me going, who are these people? This is all such new information to me.
Yeah. No one really had any kind of bits to say on that of things that we needed to correct or things that we got wrong.
No, we did get the date of a world war wrong, but hey,
I thought
this isn't a history podcast.
I thought that was in the Walt Disney episode. We said about World War One, and we said 1909. It was not 1909.
I apologize.
It was 1999. We know this, so
We're when the culture war started, man.
Oh man.
Sorry, you can fix that because I got that wrong.
But yeah, so that was Coco Chanel. Do you have any other thoughts on the?
No, it just always kind of comes back to that, like, you're so influential, but you're just like a bad person.
Yeah.
I just can't think of a redeeming thing to especially say about it. Because I was finding some pictures for our Instagram.
Yeah.
How to be an icon pod. Please give us a follow.
Yes, please do.
Every photo of her, she looks like a stone cold bitch.
Yeah, she does. It's really.
And I guess it worked.
Yeah, it did work. And, I think the lesson, pretty good, I think. I'm playing both sides, so I always come out on top.
Unlike Walt Disney, who only played one side himself. And I think becoming just so stressed that you become successful is also like
that's, episode 2, and definitely was episode 2.
Definitely episode 2.
Definitely episode 2. Walt Disney was off, may have been our first recording. Some history may, differ on that. But let's say that it was our first recording, because it definitely wasn't. But if it were our first recording, I would say it was quite an interesting experience because it was like, I wasn't expecting to get so emotional with Walt.
I know, he ends up so sad at the end.
By the end, it really is a like, oh man, that's quite sad, really. That
buddy,
yeah,
and just to be so anxious, that you become also almost like a perpetual production machine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, You just got to keep going.
That's not what this is, though. That's not what we're doing. That's Definitely
not what we're doing.
God, I can't wait to go to Cuba.
Where would your destination be? Like, you're having so much stress. Where do you go?
Oh, that's a really good question. Because I want to go somewhere. I don't want to go to like populated beach.
No.
I want to go to a beach where there's like nobody.
Mm.
The south of China has some very good beaches.
Really?
Yeah. That are just mostly like not really used because tourism isn't a. Probably one of those.
You never really consider China as like a beach place, which is silly because they do have a coastline.
They got a bunch of it.
Loads
and loads of it.
But, you never really think about it like that. But yeah, I can imagine that
some real nice beaches.
I think it's a lot of fun when we are talking about Dumbo being made by scabs.
Yes.
And how that changes your viewing of the movie.
A movie which is already like so sad. Bits of that film break my heart.
Did it? I don't remember if we asked. What is your favorite Disney movie?
Oh, I don't know, I've always said it's Aladdin, but like I don't actually know off the top of my head. Yeah. I'm very sentimental about Dumbo because my mum really likes it.
Mm-hmm.
I love Aladdin. Like I'll always put that on. And I wanted to be Ariel when I was a little kid, so I'll throw that one in as well. I love that Jamaican crab.
Is that who you wanted to be? You wanted to be Sebastian?
No, I wanted to be Ariel.
What was the Ursula?
No, I became Ursula.
Oh, right, yeah. That is true.
Yeah.
Walt was a really interesting guy.
Because he's also a scumbag. He's also not doing unchill things.
I've said this before, and I think it's kind of, I don't know whether I've said it on the podcast or not. Of like, I don't want this podcast to be, hey, look at this person from history.
They're bad.
They're bad. There's enough podcasts that already do that, and that's no disrespect or shade to any of them. Like, that's not me saying
we want to be like very as equal as we possibly can.
Yeah, I think trying to be like kind of more, not necessarily like positive, but like, balanced is the thing. And like, it's hard to do that. And even with like Coco Chanel, where you go like, oh, well, we were pretty harsh on her. Buddy, no,
I like the perfume.
Buddy, if you want to read some harsh things about Coco Chanel, you should read some French literature around the time that she's trying to make her comeback.
Yeah, I bet.
It's, yeah, and historians are like much harsher on Chanel than I think we were in that podcast. I think we were.
I think there are also people who have been harsher on Walt Disney as well, and the Disney company.
I think it's quite easy to look back and be just so like negative on these people, but it's like they do become icons for a reason, and I guess it's that kind of like weird, because this podcast was going to start out years ago. Well, I wanted to do this. I've had this idea in my head for a very long time, and I wanted it to be about cool people, like who's a cool guy and why are they cool. And when I came up with that idea, it was probably, I'm going to say like 2017, 2018. When like I was like working in radio and stuff. And even back then, even though it was only like 6-7 years ago, the way that we think about celebrities now
is so different.
The thought of thinking of as a celebrity as cool is so like almost antiquated. We don't really
look at Katy Perry now.
Yeah, look at Katy Perry and look at like people like, again, people who who would like say are like cool, like Will Smith, for example.
Not cool anymore.
Not even like not cool anymore, but it's like, why did we ever think that this guy was cool?
Because we don't even use the term anymore.
No, we don't. Like, and that's kind of the interesting thing of it. But there is like an element of that with this kind of like adjusted format, which I think is better. I hope it's better,
Please tell us it's better.
Please tell us it's better. But I think it's like an interesting kind of like shift in how people view celebrity and icons and stuff. And I think like we do have to remember that even though that some of them may have done some bad stuff, almost definitely did do bad stuff. A lot of them did. It's still an interesting thing of like, well, how can you learn to be an icon from that?
And I guess we've also got to remember, we all do bad stuff.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do. Some
of that is not actively siding with the Nazi Party during the Second World War. But like, We all are responsible for being unchill.
But what about my business, though? What if that makes it better? What if it just makes it easier? You know, what about that?
Again, nope, makes it worse. Somehow makes it worse. Aura is bad, but still wrong.
I don't think it matters. I know we said that in the podcast, but I don't think it matters. It's still bad.
You're bad. You're a bad person.
Just don't do it.
Oh, but you know who's a great person? Madonna.
Yes, Madonna.
And we didn't talk about maybe the most important thing in my life.
Well, before we get to that, I do have an amendment to make to the Madonna
This is
episode.
the most important thing in my life.
Well, it's, it really annoyed me. And I did actually put it in the description of the podcast. We talk about the movie Desperately Seeking Susan. And I foolishly say that it is Patricia Arquette in that movie. Different Arquette. It's David. No. WCW World Wrestling Champion David Arquette. No. It's...
There's one for the kids.
There's one for the kids. No, it's actually Rosanna Arquette in that movie.
Wrong Arquette.
Yeah, wrong Arquette. Too many of them. Too many.
And I can't wait for you to receive your first email about that.
Oh, man. Cancel these guys. 1 star.
Wrong Arquette.
Wrong Arquette.
Sad.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I don't. That's one of those things where I'm like, I think I saw the word Arquette and went, what, Patricia?
Obviously.
That's the only... It's Patricia.
The reigning Arquette.
Yeah, Patricia or David. Those are the only two that I ever remember. But no, I know it's not Patricia Arquette. She's not in that movie. Of course she's not.
Why would she be in that movie?
She's a real actress. She does real movies.
Not this silly bibbins.
But yeah, that is the glaring thing about that podcast that I did get wrong. Like I say, it is in the comment in the description. But yeah, in case that was really bugging you.
For everyone who was kept awake at night over that, we apologize.
I'm sorry.
If you have been affected by anything else we got incorrect in this program, don't call us.
Don't call us.
Don't care, mate. Not bothered. No, I've been kicking myself because I didn't talk about Madonna dressed as Marie Antoinette at the 1990 MTV VMA Awards. Oh.
It's beautiful.
It's everything. It's the most important thing that's ever happened in human history. And I'm not saying that dramatically. She is perfect. Like, she just is incredible in it. Like,
I remember the first time I saw this was you showed it to me.
If you've been around me and I've had more than 3 drinks.
We had not long known each other, and you were like,
sit down, you need
to see this.
Yeah.
and you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right.
If you haven't seen it, turn off the podcast and watch it. It's better than this.
No, listen to the rest of the podcast and
then watch it.
Yeah, and it's not bad. It's not better than this. This is the best thing you'll ever hear. Please don't, it's as good as this. Maybe a little better. If we're being honest.
We're not quite as tight on our timing, and neither of us could catch a fan like that.
No. But it is impressive.
It's just like, I think the first of those like massive like performances like that, because now we kind of associate the VMAs and all of the award shows of having these like very, very elaborate performances that have concepts. And
I mean, the one from this year of Sabrina Carpenter, where she does all those like comedy bits. She's walking down the stairs and they go down, and then she's doing her outfit changes, and she's in the house and stuff. Oh, it's wonderful. But yeah, no, you're. I think because like the first one that she does, and we do say about it in the podcast, is where she, in 1986, where she is on top of the wedding cake. She's dressed as the bride. She's got the belt that says boy tie and stuff like that. But yeah, going forward of like those like big elaborate sort of numbers, like
they're just very surprising and conceptual and
that's kind of like really like perfecting that down to an art form kind of thing.
And she has a team of dancers that are just immaculate.
Yes,
like
you
can't get a piece of paper between them. It is something else. So yeah, seek that out.
Yeah, seek that out. Would highly recommend.
It'll clear your acne. It might even improve your relationships.
It sure will. Moving forward.
Moving on.
We have the man too big for one night, Oscar Wilde.
Yes.
Who it's been fun to learn doing this. Like,
yes.
And it's been really fun because as I was ill in the episode, I was also ill editing.
So you learned it like 3 times.
I learned it 3 times because sitting here in the time, it washed over me. I didn't know what was happening.
No, I know. I do have a very, very minor pushback because we are talking about him making friends with rent boys. And you're like, that's gross. I don't like that. And you're like, I need you to understand that no one else was even speaking to him.
I mean, that's true.
I understand your point, but I was trying to get into context of like, he's at least being nicer than anyone else.
I suppose so.
Unlike some people who are just not paying them.
No, like
he's
you said,
overpaying them. It's not great.
No.
But it is somewhat better.
I guess, yeah. But no, wild time listening back, editing that, and then listening to it again when it's done, being like, oh, I've actually retained this information now.
I've learned things.
But, I did turn 30 after that. So my perspective has changed on everything.
Yeah, no, you're on the other side of the fence now, brother. It's all downhill from here.
It is all downhill from here. Even though it sounded very downhill from there at that point in time. We did get a comment, actually. I just remembered from our Madonna episode.
Oh, yes.
From a listener who wanted to know what we thought about WrestleMania because we didn't follow up on our thoughts from WrestleMania. My question would be, what do you remember of WrestleMania? What was your...
Oh, man, it was like a hot sec ago now. So, the first thing Donna remembers is Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill was... listeners, you need to Google Jade Cargill because you'll go, that's not a real woman.
And that is the realest woman in the room.
That's the realest woman you've ever seen. My lord, she's jacked beyond belief.
Like, I've never seen a real human shape like that.
She's like a 90s, like, comic book drawing of a superhero.
She came on screen and everyone in the room genuinely stopped talking. Everyone just kind of went,
because she looks like Storm from X-Men is the other thing about that. But yeah, the main event of night 1, your favorite man, CM Punk. Your least favorite man, Seth Rollins.
So,
with his Bushido coat on his back.
I used to love Seth Rollins. Me and that boy.
Didn't we all?
Oh, I was very about him. Then we all and we all went, oh, huh. It's just like a bad.
Sometimes these things happen. WrestleMania, though. Roman Reigns also there.
Was also there.
And
it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Seth Rollins turned heel. He aligned himself with Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman being passed around the roster.
Okay,
again,
so I have to try to explain this to people who don't watch wrestling, which is most people. Paul Heyman is a man who looks like the Fat Controller from Thomas the Tank Engine.
He also looks a little bit like the Penguin from Toy Story 2.
And the Penguin from Batman as well.
Yeah.
Rotund, round man. We don't build men like this anymore. He's a real defunct model of man.
Yeah, like he's like an old style of fat.
Yeah, he looks like a turn of the century industrialist, He looks like he should be wearing a monocle and have a big top hat, except he doesn't. He's bald and really big. And he used to be friends and manager of CM Punk.
Best friends.
And then he became the manager and wise man for Roman Reigns. Yeah. For the bloodline.
Yep.
Again, I'm saying this like it means anything to anyone, but I'm explaining, you asked for this, so you wanted to know what we thought about WrestleMania.
And here is our thoughts on WrestleMania.
Here are our thoughts on WrestleMania, so sit down and shut up. And then Seth Rollins is just a man who has nothing to do with either of them. So the twist was that Paul Heyman owed CM Punk a favor, and his favor was CM Punk was like, you got to come out with me at the start of WrestleMania. You got to be my friend in my corner. So he does. And then Paul turns on CM Punk, and it's like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And he sided himself with his old boyfriend, Roman Reigns. And Roman Reigns is like, yeah, I've got him now.
Yeah, joke's on you.
Joke's on you. But then, oh no, Turns out Paul Heyman's got
jokes on all of you.
Jokes on all of you. Paul Heyman's got a new boyfriend, and it's Seth Rollins, and that was the twist. He low blowed him, punched him right in the dick to Roman Reigns,
and we all go, "Oh, hands on head."
And yeah, now to be fair, it was a very good match because going into it, we had the conversation of like, if Seth Rollins wins this, I'm so done.
Yes, I'm going to be bored with this and over it because I cannot watch Seth Rollins come out in his silly little outfits.
And just absolutely...
He dresses like Eddie from Ab Fab.
He does. And we just sort of have to like sit with that. But it was actually really good. So, fair play to that. The main event of night 2 should have been Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky, which was the best match I've seen in quite some time.
That was so much fun.
It was just big move after big move. And
I love Io Sky.
Yeah.
You can throw her around like a ping pong ball.
You sure can.
Like, she is so aerodynamic. She just goes.
She did a thing, not at WrestleMania, but at Survivor Series, where she climbs to the top of a big cage, puts a bin on her head, and then jumps off into a bunch of people.
And we all go, yay!
Big bin dive.
Oh.
and
for everyone who goes, why would you watch wrestling? It's really lame. That's why. Because a tiny Japanese woman jumps
out of a bin. Puts a bin on herself. A bin.
The only thing between her and the floor is the bin.
And she went in as champ, but she'd been kind of pushed aside. But no, she retained the title. Great match. Unlike the main event, which was not a good match.
Oh, very quickly before we get to main event, can we talk about the other women's match? Where Charlotte Flair and Tiffany just had an actual fight.
So, how do I describe this match to people who haven't? So, there's this movie called The Substance, right? And
that's so cruel, but so accurate.
So, imagine instead of the end of The Substance where, you know, spoiler alert, turns into a big gross monster. What if Demi Moore actually fought Margaret Qualley in a match?
A wrestling match.
A wrestling match. That's basically kind of what happened
but
here.
Neither of them decided to pull their punches because they'd been too frank about each other.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, the build to this match was... We're talking about real life stuff, not in character.
No one was prepared for it. Everyone's just saying things very honestly.
Yeah, and then Charlotte Flair is also saying things about Tiffany Stratton's boyfriend being like, oh, he's messaging me. And again, this sounds like soap opera wrestling, but it's not. It's actually...
This is like
unprofessional.
Co-worker disputes happening on television.
So, what's the best way to sort out any HR issue? You put them in a worked wrestling match where it's a bit stiff. Like, we are actually throwing punches.
They are hitting each other.
Hands are being thrown. Things are kind of like falling apart.
You're going, ooh, that looks quite painful.
Yeah. So, but the new Buzz Lightyear won in the form of Tiffany Stratton and smelly old Woody in the form of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, Demi Moore can go back into the melting meat pile of when she came.
But yeah, it was a fun. Some people didn't like that match. I enjoyed it because it was very stiff and very real, even though it,
it reminds you that if nothing else, it's real to the wrestlers.
It's real to the wrestlers, damn it. And and
you can say wrestling's fake all day, but it's real to them.
It's real to them. But no, again, our actual main event, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I don't remember that much about it. It was really boring.
It was really boring, and the end was rubbish.
Recording Grammy artist Travis Scott came out. Now, you're probably wondering, what's he got to do with any of this?
Great question. Everyone else in the arena asked the same thing.
And distracted Cody Rhodes, and then John Cena hit him with the title belt and kicked him in the balls and won.
Come on, not like this.
Not like this, yeah.
I didn't need it like this. Like, come on.
Yeah, it was pretty wet. It was pretty damp. It didn't really... Everyone was not happy about it. We're saying a bunch of things, and again, if you've never watched wrestling before,
then this might as well be in French.
We may as well be speaking another language. I would say we'd do a wrestling podcast, but no, we won't.
No, we won't.
There's too many of them. There's too many wrestling podcasts.
And you know what? You don't get that.
You don't get that. So yeah, to those of you who are wondering about wrestling and what happened at WrestleMania, now you know.
There you go.
Bet you wish you hadn't asked, but here we are, you know.
And for those of you who haven't turned this off, give yourself a little gold star.
Well done you. Thank you very much.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Love that.
To get back onto what we were actually doing.
Yes.
We were talking about Oscar Wilde.
Yes, we were talking about Oscar Wilde, who would have loved WrestleMania.
He would have loved WrestleMania.
He would have. Have you had any more thoughts of things that you think he would have loved?
Oh man, I had a really good thought on this. I reckon he would have hated Drag Race.
Okay, yeah. Do you think he would have been like, I love the art of drag, and that's why I don't like Drag Race?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. He would also have definitely ended up working for like TMZ or something like that. Like he really would have just started working for awful gossip papers because better to defend than attack. The thing I did want to bring up, because we mentioned everyone else's kind of end stories, but we didn't talk about how Lord Alfred saw out after this. Got away completely scot-free. No major repercussions after that trial.
Yeah.
He just continued to invent new ways to be terrible.
Okay.
He became Catholic. That's
fine. That's fine, you know.
But he also became incredibly conservative.
Okay, well, you know.
He married a woman called Olive, had one son, and then began suing some of the dudes he'd had relationships with post-trial.
Okay, right, yeah.
So...
Not good.
You know, runner-up only to Coco Chanel, worst person ever. I think it's that every time I learned a new thing about him, I just went, "Oh, you're just worse."
You're the worst.
There's no there's no thing that makes me go,
"Oh, what a great guy."
Oh, I can see this, or I understand this. I just, awful.
Boo, bad.
Yeah, absolutely. YouTube drama, troll, lol cow, not troll.
You got to call the Lord Alfred a lol cow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Not Queensbury?
It's the whole thing. It's the whole family.
You know.
They'd have a reality show for one season and then like someone would have killed themselves because that was also a tradition in that family.
Because like, you know, Queensbury loved going around with his whip and throwing vegetables at people.
Yeah.
We all lost our minds when Boogie 2988 had that gun, so...
and you should see what his son's doing as well.
I mean, that's a good point, you know.
Just the morning to wake up and see a Sunny V2 video of how Lord Alfred fell off.
But yeah, no, I mean, I guess if Boogie had a son, Boogie Jr., who was also doing terrible things like pretending to have cancer and firing guns at people, then maybe.
Yeah, Lord Alfred's got like a podcast.
Yep.
I reckon he goes into financial consultation and then just steals a bunch of money.
I think he probably has like a bunch of like those ads on YouTube that you get sometimes where it's like, this is how I became a millionaire. Yeah. And it's like some drop shipping thing that he's like trying to tout.
He just do all of those.
Yeah.
All of that sort of. And then he'd just end up in some horrible celebrity scandal.
I mean, in a way, he did kind of end up in a bit of a celebrity scandal.
Yeah, but he made it out fine.
But he made it out fine. You know, it happens.
You know, it's all good. But
our final bit for today's little bonus exclusive is we're going to do what you've been doing, what you've been up to, what you've been watching, listening, reading, as we talk about some of the things that we may have encountered over the past things in media and otherwise. Some of which may be for future episodes that are coming up. Others that are, you know, just sort of for fun. I want to talk about a book that I actually don't have the name of right now that I have started.
I was going to say, I'm not going to talk about the books I've been reading because they are for future episodes and I will save all the juicy morsels for our...
So I have been reading The Fixer, Moguls, Mobsters, Movie Stars, and Marilyn.
Ooh, you told me about this. Go on.
So this is a book written about the Hollywood private eye called Fred Otash. who would go round, and he was like the guy that would get all the scoops on people in ways that were not exactly, not exactly the cleanest. He started out as a cop, got let go from being a cop for doing this. Real man, real guy. And yeah, he sort of helped out. I've only just started reading this, so I've not gone too far.
Interesting.
I've not gone too far into it. And it's about a guy whose parents lived like below him in the apartments, and this guy, the writer of the book, meets Fred, and Fred, like, they spend some time together. And then Fred unfortunately passes away, but he gives a bunch of files over to the writer of the book. And he goes through and he's basically retelling the story from the journals and things that he's done. And there's like some things about Marilyn Monroe that come up.
Ooh.
Like, what happened to her. Fred Otash is like an interesting character because he did wiretap a bunch of people, and he did kind of do a bunch of scuzzy sort of things.
Criminals are known to be unreliable narrators at the best of times.
But he was the guy that you'd call in Hollywood to get that sort of done.
Yeah.
Both like the paparazzi and people at the top of, the movie studios at the time would kind of get him in there. So that's kind of where we're at. He was also someone who would embellish a lot of things. So
yes,
a lot of the stuff that he may have said may or may not be true. But that's what I'm currently reading at the moment.
Fun.
And the other thing that I want to talk about, The Beekeeper.
We watched a film, I suppose.
Oh, boy. It's a movie, all right.
I remember ages ago seeing this on every bus and being like, what is this?
Yeah, it's like a Sky movie. The plot is Jason Statham is a beekeeper. Now, you're probably thinking, well, that's a man that keeps bees. And he does keep bees. But the beekeepers are also a secret organization that operates by no government. And they are the most like highly trained assassins, and they do a bunch of espionage and stuff.
We're very vague about what it is. And
we sort of say protect the hive, whatever that means.
We saw John Wick and went, bees.
We can do a John Wick. Like,
it's the most we can do a John Wick I've ever seen.
But obviously the inciting incident of John Wick is, they messed with him, they killed his dog.
And you shouldn't do that.
And you shouldn't do that. So the beekeeper kind of goes, well, we want to do like a small scale, like, we messed up a small thing, and then the consequences are massive. So Jason Statham's neighbor is a dear old lady.
Oh, she's central casting grandma.
Yeah.
Jason Statham, I made you cookies.
Yeah. And she gets scammed for $2 million. They do it by like an online scam, and they take all the money. And Jason Statham says the line.
You can't even say it without laughing. We were watching it and we started screaming.
Stealing from old people. That's the same as stealing from a baby. And
we're like, yeah, this film's incredible.
That's like the start. And he goes to the call center, which, by the way, the grandma's daughter works for the FBI and is like, I don't know anything about like this scamming network. We've been searching this down for years. Turns out it was like 5 minutes down the road from where they lived.
If you imagine it, you can imagine it.
You know what a call center looks like.
These are the funniest. They have like these huge LED screens. There's a man in a suit with a microphone being like, good job, table 29. You
guys,
just got 35,000 from this old bitch.
We stole this money from these old people. Aren't they silly? Nothing's bad's gonna happen to us.
Bingo game.
Yeah, and it's like they're all a bunch of young students who have just come out of college. They're all young and they're all just like, yeah.
They're all like really trendy and they're all like, I guess they're supposed to be like KPI driven. Yeah. And he's like, don't get up your desk, keep going.
Yeah, again, we saw The Wolf of Wall Street with a scene where he's like shouting on the megaphone and like, yeah, let's go. And Jason Statham just walks into this building, sets it on fire, and we're like...
And then the credits roll.
But that's what you think. No, that's not what happens. The movie goes on for another 90 minutes after that. That's the first 10 minutes. Like, you think he's going to be chasing down the people who scammed this old woman. No.
Finds them immediately.
Finds them immediately.
About 10 minutes down the road.
The FBI agent was like, we've been trying to find these guys for ages. They were literally 5 minutes down.
They're in the same postcode as you.
Yeah.
Like, when the number comes up, you'll go, oh, that's local.
That's a local number, yeah. So, and then it just goes from there. And the guy who is running this organization of scam artists was basically just Logan Paul. Like,
for legal reasons, they're not allowed to say it's Logan Paul, but like it might as well be.
Oh, let me have a look. Who was it? I think it was Josh Hutcherson, but let me have a look. Let me type in.
Beekeeper.
Oh, we can buy it on DVD for $6.59. Beekeeper.
Bees.
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson plays Derek Danforth is the name of the, but it's basically just Logan Paul.
Yeah,
and then it really goes in a direction. So Jason Statham is just killing people left, right, and center. At no point does anyone put up any resistance. They throw another beekeeper at him. He just kills her off in 2 seconds.
There's no again, John Wick has a lot of he's getting broken down and he's getting more tired and how many more of these fights can he deal with? No, Jason Statham's like, bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
This woman, gone. These dudes, all gone.
Yeah.
There is a wonderful moment where there is a group of people surrounding him and they do the video game thing where they all wait their turn to get their ass kicked.
Yeah. It's like a SWAT team gets rid of him. We introduce a bad guy for him to kill them 5 minutes later. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
So Derek Danforth, Josh Hutcherson's character, is there. And we go to his secret lair. And this is where we find out the twist of the movie, that his mom is the president of the United States. And this actually goes right the way to the top. He's been scamming old ladies for his mum, the president.
I think to fund her presidential campaign.
Yes.
Is what they're alluding to.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But she also goes, I don't know anything about this.
I don't know anything about this. Oh, I thought it was all fine.
And you made the realization.
And we got to the point, and it was there, and we're in this building, and it just hit me. This movie has the same plot as Black Dynamite.
Dynamite!
Which, if you haven't seen it, is a
it's a parody of blaxploitation movies, and it's incredible. If you've not seen it, please do.
And again, it has the exact same thing of a small incident that actually goes right the way to the top, involving the president.
But again, Black Dynamite is a comedy.
Yeah, this plays it so seriously. Everything about this movie, it's so sincere and so serious. Like,
Jason Statham is doing his most.
He's doing the most. I'm acting on Jason Statham.
I'm gonna find who did this.
I'm gonna find out who did this. Stealing from a child or a baby is like stealing from an old person.
Stealing from dogs is also wrong.
Babies have no muscles, but I have many.
Murdering people is kind of like bees.
That's the other thing. We just keep tying it back to bees.
Except it has nothing to do with bees.
There's an FBI agent who's following. Does nothing, by the way.
She's rubbish at her job.
She just follows the trail of destruction that this friggin' secret super spy has been just tearing everything apart, and she's just following behind going, I don't know who did this. I guess it must be that guy.
And I guess I should preface this. We are not those people who will find flaws in every movie.
No.
We are wrestling fans.
Yeah, we're wrestling fans. My suspension of disbelief is so
incredibly
high. I earlier in this podcast said about a woman diving off the top of a cage in a bin, and I was like, that's the best that this entertainment, this sport has ever gotten. That's the highlight of it. Like, I'm willing to go along with stupidity.
I cheered watching Predator recently. You know, like, my favorite film is Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
You know, a robot beats up an alien with a boat. So don't come at us. This is not cinema sins.
Yeah.
We are not thinking we're better than it. This is too stupid.
This is too stupid.
For us, the stupidest people in the room.
5 stars, best movie I've seen all year. I absolutely like. I want to love it more, but I think the fact that it takes itself a bit too seriously is its biggest downfall.
Yes.
But I also, it's one of those weird ones where I'm like, if it took itself too, like, if it was too jokey, I think I wouldn't like it. I'd be like,
you did just turn it off because you go,
this isn't anything. It's the weird, if it was like, I don't know if it needed to be more sincere or less sincere.
It's got such like, it's such a dad film.
Yeah.
Dads love that film.
Oh, they really do. And he keeps bees.
He keeps bees. We've seen a whole lot of other
Yes,
very
we
good
have.
films, but we're going to save that for next time.
Yes, we are.
Because this has been fun, Jared.
This has been fun. Like I say, if you would like to, please subscribe on your favorite podcast platform of choice, whether it's Spotify, whether it's Apple Music, whether you, whatever it is that you're listening to us through your ears on, give us a subscribe. Give us 5 stars, please. Please review this podcast.
You can also find us on.
You can find us on Instagram.
You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter. Soon to be known as Twitter again. We're sure of it.
We're pretty sure of it. Yeah, we are on all the socials. So please follow us on there for all updates and fun little bits.
We have a little bit of fun over there.
We sure do. But yes, thank you very much. Next week's episode will be a regular episode. We'll go back.
We will.
If you hated this,
don't tell us.
Don't tell us. But if you loved it,
tell us.
Tell us. You know, I don't want to hear your negative criticism. It doesn't help me. I don't want to hear the bad, only the good.
Tell me I'm good. Tell me I'm good.
But yeah, thank you very much for listening. And please, drive home safe.
Watch out for bees.